Alright, so what we're doing, I changed the steering column housing out right here. So I ain't had the right tool, so I just found a file, flipped it around, and then you got a hole right there, a hole right there, and a hole right there. You shove it in there. You gotta pop them out, but make sure your battery's off. And we got these little prongs back here. We'll unplug those, and then we'll get on to that. All right, so we got those out. We gotta get the horn button out right there, and then that's a T50 Torx bit, and we'll get to that here in a minute. All right, we got the airbag out. Now, key is leave your airbag sitting like this somewhere away from you, just in case if it does decide to, go off. You don't want it upside down, because if it does, it becomes a rocket pretty much. All right, that T50 bit in there, and got the legs trying to hold the steering wheel. We got pretty much hand loose. Go ahead and just roll it on out. Which actually wasn't that hard to get it out. I know most bolts like this are pretty hard. I should have got some thread locker, but I got super glue. That should work. And don't forget to take this off. I should have did this before I loosened the steering wheel, but we got that. Steering wheel is off. This sucker's not very light either. Alright, so pretty much got this off. Now, if you're just replacing your steering wheel, make sure this don't turn anywhere. That's a bad day, because this controls pretty much everything that's along your steering wheel. You can rip the wires out, whatnot. Alright, so, and then to get this casing off, you got these 3 holes down here, which usually they're all 7 mil, but this one's a 7 mil, and these are 5.5 up front. So we got 7, 5.5 to get this housing off. Yeah, the reason why I'm changing this is because the whole plastic assembly inside is broken. Don't have the pedal mover, turn signals don't work, wipers don't work, brights don't work. So it's kind of a hassle trying to drive it. So we already got this bolt out. That was a 7 mil. And these are 5.5 millimeters. Now here, I already got the bolts out. So I'm supposed to be able to just pop it off, just like that. It's kind of hard to do with one hand, but you get the gist of it. And kind of wiggle that out a little bit. Probably not doing it properly because there's a hinge over here holding it together. And then try to get this piece out, and then we're almost done. You can see it's kind of just not even in there. Like, in order to use the wipers, I was pushing on trying to get to connect. But yeah, we pretty much got it open. Now I'll just start undoing connectors. Looks to be there's 2 connectors right there. Actually 3. There's a 3rd one right here. We got one right there, one right there, one right here. Then we got this connector down here, and we should got 2 of them back here. Got one right there. There's another one in there somewhere. There's actually, we got those two connectors right there. We got the one right there and one right there, and that should be it for connectors go. And one right there. That should be it for connectors. We got that bolt, that bolt. I think there's one right there. I'm not too sure if there's any more bolts, but we'll find them as we go. Yeah, there was only 3 bolts, and those were 5.5 millimeter hex heads, and it's off. So we'll go ahead and install the new one. It's just the same way you took it off. Yeah, that fell off. So yeah, was on his way out anyway. So we'll go ahead and put the new one on. And we got all the bolts in there. There's just 3. Looks good. I'm gonna leave this on until we're about ready to put the steering wheel on, so this clock spring don't spin on me, because that would be $300 wasted, because I might lose track of which way it spins and then turn it the wrong way, and it's done for. Yeah, and we actually got it all good. Now let's put everything back together, see if it works. All right, now time to put the bolts back into the bottom. Remember, it's 7 mil in the back and the 2 5.5 mils in the front. We'll go ahead and get them up in there real quick. Hopefully I got them in the right spot. I'll find out. There we go. Alright, now we'll do the 2 5.5 mils. I can find a hole. Alright, last one. This cheap little wrench I just bought is already falling apart. It don't sound too hot. It's a little $8 Walmart Hyper Tough. Alright, everything's good. Now everything's in place. Everything's looking good. Now we'll get the steering wheel on, we'll pull that out, and then get everything back together. Alright, steering wheel kind of on. We'll go ahead and shove this connector in there so it doesn't lose its spot. Put the bolt back in. If I want to use some super glue, because I meant to pick up some Loctite, but this is it'll work. Screw it, why not? It's a Ford. It'll survive. It survived this long. If I can get the lid off of it. There we go. Now what I'll do, I'm just going to drip some in there so I don't get it on myself. Alright. Then start screwing this in, which is already a little tight because it has old Loctite on it. Put that lid back on that glue real quick. There we go. Thank you. Switch hands real quick. And probably once it starts getting a little tight, then I'll go ahead and just use the ratchet. Yeah, it's time to get there. Oh yeah, so wish I had a phone holder, but you know, doing this with one hand, sorry for all the cutouts, but you gotta do what you gotta do, right? Now, if you're by the book and you're a professional, it's supposed to be 40 foot-pounds. I think, yeah, foot-pounds? I believe foot-pounds for that bolt. I just tightened it as high as I could get it with my hand, so it'll work. Shouldn't come off. If it does, the steering wheel will just wobble. Just redo it, tighten it again. They're color coded, so you really can't swap them out yet. Gray and black. Yeah, gray and black. And oh yeah, your horn. And you're pretty much done. All right, we got everything connected. And just kind of find its way back in there. Like that. All right, I'll reconnect the battery and make sure everything works. All right, so either it don't work, the airbag explodes, or it works. And it works. Still don't have sprayers, but everything works. Sweet. And that's how you do the steering column housing. So, yes. Make sure the horn works. It still works.